All right, guys, we're back with a special treat here. Welcome to the Get Creative podcast. I'm your host, Justin Tumanowski. You can find me at realestatejustin.com. Guys, we're here to break down the world of creative finance. And in this podcast, I have two very special guests. So without further ado, Heather, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. Again, my name is Heather Irving. I'm in the Hampton Roads, Virginia market. I am what they would call a unicorn agent. And a unicorn agent is basically a real estate agent that knows the traditional side of real estate as well as the creative side of real estate. And I learned the creative side of real estate when I joined Subto in July of 2020. And I started fixing flipping. I started wholesaling with other community members since then. And now I am actively in the co-living arena. So I'm what you call a co-living operator. And I absolutely love it. You guys can reach out to me on Facebook. My name is Heather Irving, Instagram, Heather Irving. So I'm easy to find everywhere.
So good. All right, Jose. Thank you, Heather. Jose, please let the audience know who you are, where you're from, and give us the juice.
Sure. Hello, everyone. Jose Sanguino, also living on the Hampton Roads. You can tell by my accent that I'm not from the Hampton Roads, right? I'm from Venezuela. I've been living in the country for a few years now. I'm actually a business owner that loves investing in real estate. That's what I am. And I've been investing in real estate since 2004, got paused for a few years. Then in 2016, got back into it, fix and flip, long-term rentals, and, through Subto community. That's how I met Heather. Heather is actually one of the leaders in the Hampton Road area. So we have a group chat. And through that group chat, that's how I started learning more and more about Heather. And we became friends.
So good. All right. So guys, if you don't mind me jumping into this and getting right into it. So the relationship started obviously through a deal. And if I'm understanding correctly, Heather, you had a deal and you, Jose, and yourself became friends, became acquaintances because Jose was going to lend on a deal, right? Be a private money lender, PML.
Correct. Jose was actually my PML a few times before I actually presented this wholesale deal to him. And so the relationship was already established. And I'm feeling like that's why he was like, okay, well, I can trust her with my money. She'll get my money back. So let's see if we can become partners on this deal. Right, Jose?
That's exactly right. So, actually, the first time I lent her money, Justin, she got robbed. Like the property where she put the money into, people broke into the property and got robbed. But she got in communication right away with me. She's like, listen, I don't want to scare you, but I just got robbed. I don't know what we're going to do. Let me figure it out, but I'm going to make you whole. Let me just figure it out. And I mean, this way she was talking to me, she wasn't panicking, but maybe inside she was, but that's how it started. That was the first time that I lent her money. I'm like, oh my God, I mean, she's really good. She's in communication. Throughout the entire process, she was in communication. She made me whole as we agreed. So it went really well. So the second time, she did really well. I lent her the money. She did everything she said she was going to do. She paid me the money back. So, it's a good person to have around to work with, right? That's the kind of partner that I love to have. So when
No, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I was going to say that gave me the chills. That honestly gave me like the good chills, right? Because number one, you said communication right away. It wasn't, hey, I don't know what to do. I'm going to panic freeze, bury my head in the sand. Although we want to do that sometimes as humans, right? She pulled up her big girl pants and said, hey, I'm going to make this. I just got to be communicative, get in front of this, and let's solve this problem.
Yep.
Wow. And then you guys, what we would call is they're not physically dating. So I'm not going to, when I say they've dated though, they started dating, as you can listen. They started doing some transactions together. They started just, hey, let's do one at a time. Let's see how this goes. One at a time, 2, 3, 4. And Jose, or actually Heather, if you don't mind me just jumping and diverting real quick, what did they rob the pipes? They cut the copper out. What did they do?
Oh man, they did everything. They HVAC system was gone, brand new. They cut the copper, they just took that. They took all the new appliances out that had just ordered. They took a bunch of sink faucets, like a bunch of stuff they took. But good thing is that I had insurance. So the insurance helped out a lot. And we were behind because of that, because we had to reorder things and all that. But we were still able to turn it around and everything ended up being great.
I love that. All right. Thank you for sharing that. And Jose, thank you. So, all right. So you guys, you start off on the good, on a foot, on a good note. Well, you started off doing the thing, you get robbed, communicate to Jose. Jose, pick it up now. So you guys continually just do some deals together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, after that deal, again, it took a little longer that we were thinking at the beginning, but, it's fine. At the end, she made me whole. She paid everything she said she was going to pay. And again, Justin, she was very courageous, like not to hide, but to really keep the communication open at all times. And every time I will ask any question, she will answer right there. So that gave me a good vibes about her. So that's why when the second link came along, and again, she asked for a PML. I said, sure, let's do it again. So, and that was on time, perfect, no problem. So again, the type of person that you want to have, don't do deals with, right? And then she came with this opportunity as a wholesale. And I'm specifically talking about the property in Bond Street. And I asked her, why don't you buy it? Right? And she's like, money. I'm like, well, if I bring the money, do you have a plan for it? She's like, yeah, we're going to do this, and we're going to make it co-living. And, I have the people, and I have this, and I have another property. And she took me to another property that she has in the same town doing co-living. And she had everything laid out. She had the plan, she had everything. All she needed was literally a little push. And that's all I did pretty much.
Wow, I love that. All right, Heather, jump in. Were you wanted to take it down, you didn't want to take it down, or was it just a confidence thing saying like, I just don't have the money right now. Let me make a paycheck on this. Let's wholesale this deal. I have a good opportunity. Let's wholesale it. And maybe I'll get the next one. So catch the audience up on like your mentality on that.
Honestly, I wanted to wholesale it because I had a personal situation that I was going through and I was trying to help somebody else. And so the whole thing was to wholesale it so I could help somebody else financially. And so I was still able to wholesale it because Jose still paid a wholesale fee. And then I could still use those funds to help somebody else. And I could still stay in the deal with Jose. So it all worked out both ways. That was the only reason why that I was like, well, I'm going to wholesale this because I need to use these finances to help somebody else.
I love that.
And he understood the story behind it, and he was able to still pay a wholesale fee and still allow me to partner with him on the deal.
Time out. So good. All right. I want the audience to listen to this. Guys, wow. Did she take advantage of Jose and charge a wholesale fee? And was that necessary? Guys, 110% you should be charging wholesale fees, even if it's your own deal. You have to pay yourselves, you have to pay the business, you have to, whatever it means, you still need to make money, because if you want to take a deal down and there's room in there, you guys should be paying yourselves. So that is a classic example of is paying yourself. You can't always do a buy and hold. Sometimes checks need to come in also to pay the bills. So guys, you can serve multiple, cups of whatever it is you're trying to fill, but also at the same time, ethically, smart, sustainably get the deal done, but also fill the coffers up. So that is so good. Oh, irregardless if she wanted to help a family member or a friend, that's so good. Number one. Number two is, like I said, you got to pay yourself. So that is a great takeaway. Thank you for sharing that. I didn't know that. Okay. So I'll try not to keep interrupting, but you guys are so good at this. Can we move on let's go to the deal now? So you found the deal. Like, where'd you find the deal?
We found the deal off of the MLS. So like I mentioned before, I'm a unicorn agent. So I'll just do direct to agent. So I'll sort it out on PropStream to where you're filtering out low equity, high market times. And then I use that data and compare it to what's on the MLS. And I just reached out and I found this deal that had low equity. I think it was maybe like 16% equity it had. Not much. And reached out to the agent, nurtured the agent, educated the agent, and finally they're like, okay, we feel comfortable now, and we worked the deal out.
I love that. All right. So now catch me up. You've already had some co-livings.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Jose, have you ever done any other co-livings, or you just sat on the sidelines and said, hey, I think I want to do that?
Yeah, no, this is the first time we do co-living. That's why when I asked her before we partner on the property, what's the plan with this property? What would you do if you were to keep the property? She had everything planned out. Like we do this and we make this a room, and this person we make it this way. Like she knew, like I know, like you can tell she's an operator because she knew exactly what she needed to do to make it work. And that's exactly what we did. We turned the property. I'm used to buy and hold long-term rentals. That's what I'm used to. Now the cash flow that you can experience from co-living, it's unbelievable compared to long-term rent.
I love that. All right. So guys, if you don't mind me going into it, can I go into a little bit of the construction? I know sometimes we have to move walls around, repurpose rooms, repurpose things. So catch the audience up to speed on, all right, so you got this asset, you found this deal, Heather's a unicorn agent, Jose came in as a private money partner, and they're JVing together now. They're partners in this deal together now. So Heather comes in, she's got the game plan already laid out. What are we taking? Are we taking a 4-bedroom, making it a 6, bedrooms, bathrooms, and then I'd love to dive into just, you don't have to tell the audience where you're getting your clients from because it doesn't really matter sometimes. But maybe if there is a story behind where do you get your clients, if you guys are renting by the room yourselves, going with a third-party operation, I'd like to talk or scratch the surface on that. So Heather, if you don't mind jumping in.
Sure. So when we got this house was a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath home. It's currently 7 bedrooms and 3 full baths. And so we turned that half bath into a full bath. And when you walk into the property before construction, it was just a big open space. So we were able to get 2 bedrooms in that space. And then we converted the garage into a bedroom. So that gave us 3 extra rooms. And we also furnished the rooms and the kitchen so that when somebody comes in, they only need to bring their clothes and their food. And we market these pretty much everywhere. We don't use a platform. I manage them myself. And we use Zillow. MLS will allow us to list in right by the room, apartments.com. We use rubies.com. If we use Airbnb, I don't really like to use it too much. But if we use Airbnb, it'll be like for 90 days or more. So we don't do short term. So I know I'm leaving out some, but truly,
Right.
it's a bunch of different marketing websites that we'll put it on. And the property management software that we use is Doorloop. And once you list everything on their site, they have partner sites that they'll list it on too.
Love that. All right. So what'd you do for construction budget too? We don't have to get too deep into it, but how did that go? How was that experience? I mean, you guys are local, so it should be a little bit easier. Yeah, sure, contractors can give us hard times at times. I'm a contractor myself, but I understand that side of things. Let the audience know what it looked like on the construction side.
So we spent, I want to say, about $10,000 on the construction side. And it's because I fix and flip. I already have a team that they're just waiting for me to give them work. And so I probably get things done a lot cheaper than most. Same with Jose, right? He's a partner in a construction company, and he can also, we have that little favor on our side.
Isn't that nice?
But yeah, we found different ways to cut costs, even when it comes to the electrical side of things. So when you're adding bedrooms downstairs into a living room, you have where you cut one light switch on and all the lights cut on. We found a cheaper way to do that instead of having to like open the walls up and like take wires out of here and there. So we found a more affordable way to do that. And just doing that over time with co-living properties, you start to find less expensive ways to do things. And so I hope that answered the question.
It does. I like it. Yeah, no, I'm an electrician by trade, so I'm curious to know what that little hack was. But for the sake of it, maybe we don't have to let the audience in on it. But
Are you sure?
Let it, if you got it, if you can dish it out, let's hear it. What's that little
Okay,
secret?
so on Amazon, you can look up, it's a light switch that comes with a light bulb. It has like, the flat battery that comes with it that lasts for like a long time. So that's what I did. So I had the electrician just leave that light switch hot. That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
Covered off. It's covered up, like it's like flat, right? And then you just take that light bulb out and replace it with the light bulb that goes with the switch. And so it still works. Like you come in the room, you hit the light switch and the light comes on. You hit it and it cuts off. So and I didn't have to open up any walls and like do any of the things.
So almost a remote switch.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it
good stuff.
still needs like, the flush mount lights, like you can open it up and like take the light bulb out and replace it. So you still need that power that's coming through for that light bulb.
Yep.
But yeah, that
I
was
love that.
so much cheaper.
Love that. So good. All right, guys, you heard it right there. There's a little hack. So, all right, co-living 7 bedrooms. Dang. So no HOAs, no red tape like that you had to worry about, how the neighbors,
Right.
anything.
And yeah.
The only thing so why 7 bed? We look for regulations for the town, and what we found out the only regulation is that you have to provide in that particular city, you have to provide one parking spot per every 2 bedrooms. So in order to have 7 bedrooms, all you need is to provide 4 parking spots.
Wow.
And so we accommodate the property to do that. We had a driveway, and then we had some dirt on the side, some gravel right on the side, so they could park there. So that was the only regulation for that. And the only thing that we did in the renovation that Heather didn't mention was on the garage, the inside is all frame. We add a mini split for the garage, right? But the outside, we didn't touch it. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, that's great. So you're masking, you're keeping the aesthetics the same, making it look on the outside like it's the single family with the 2-car garage or 1-car garage. So I love that, the aesthetics purposes. Actually, it drives me bonkers when I see these houses on the market and people have converted, and you can clearly tell that was a garage.
Yeah, I
You
hate
know,
that. Also, I hate that.
yeah. So we agree on that. There's ways of doing it properly, but yeah, some folks are just lazy about it. Guys, I have a personal question. I want to ask, are you doing the whole 1 heartbeat per bedroom?
Yes. We do allow couples, but it's only if they're in like the master. So if they're in the master suite, it's enough room in there for 2 people. So that's, yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, and guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, some of the third-party companies and some of the lingo we use out there is 1 heartbeat per bedroom. And I'm not even talking about an animal's heartbeat, right? Like 1 heartbeat means 1 heartbeat per bedroom. And I actually love that saying. It just, to me, it makes, there's no room for error there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I asked that, guys. So catch me up, and I failed to ask you about the deal itself, actually. So I just really quickly want to rewind. Can you guys catch me up? Was this a subject to deal?
How did we forget to mention that?
I don't know, but we went hot and heavy right into it all. So that's all good. We're going to get to it though.
Yes, this was a Subto deal.
All right.
So like I said, I had to, nurture the agent, educate the agent on the creative side of things. And at the end of the day, we came to the resolution that creative works. They couldn't sell it. It had been listed for a while. The interest rate was 4%, right, Jose?
Yep, 3.99. This is a property that was built. The property was built in 2022. It was a military family. They just bought the property, but now they get, they were giving papers to go to another place. Now they have to sell. They couldn't sell it below a certain point because they will lose money, no equity. So that's where Heather, presented to them the entire deal with a creative way to make it happen, and she did.
And the agent got paid on this, obviously.
Yes. They
Yeah,
got their full commission.
Guys, did you hear that out there in freaking Get Creative podcast land? Guys, the agent got paid. Heather educated. Heather is a unicorn agent. So she was able to educate the agent. Agents, if you're sitting here going, what's this creative finance stuff? What are these people talking about? I'm listening, but I think it's suspect. Agents, I'm telling you repeatedly, time after time after time, allow us, community members of the Subject to community, because not everyone is educated well enough, but allow us to just listen and go. If you're not getting the right answers and maybe someone doesn't understand, that's fine. Go seek out those answers. Go to Heather, go to Jose, go to myself, and get the answers on, hey, I got this deal, I can't sell it, but I might have a creative play here. What do I do? That is completely fine. Just bring the opportunities to these folks. And that's all you need to do. And then you'll get paid. So I just want to touch base on that. So Heather, thank you for educating.
You're welcome.
Because that's critical in this game too, because this all too often we hear about these agents, and I'm not crapping on agents. I'm more or less just folks sometimes, a confused mind says, no, folks don't want to learn anything else. They don't want to educate, but you're going to get left in the dust if you don't continue on with this education and how the ways of the world are changing.
Yep.
So that was my little soapbox, any given Sunday speech. Back to you guys. So, all right, what does it look like right now? How are we all rented out? Are we actively running?
We are not all rented out. We have somebody moving in today. And I think it's another person moving in next week, but we've already reached our break-even point. That makes sense. So that means covering the mortgage and utilities. We've reached that point. And yeah, it's going. It's going.
We reached that point without these two people moving in. With these two people moving now, we start bringing a profit. And I don't know if you want to talk about rates, how much, the rooms are going for. I don't know if you want to put numbers too, but it's
Jose.
So the least affordable room is at $800 a month. It's just a smaller room, but it has everything else the other rooms have. And the most expensive room is at $1,175 per month. So we have 7 rooms.
And Wi-Fi, electricity.
Yeah, Wi-Fi, all utilities. Yeah, housekeeping that comes in every 2 weeks, landscaping.
Fully furnished.
Fully furnished. And majority of everything in there is new. They have mini fridges in their rooms. Everything is labeled in the kitchen. They have their own cabinet space, pantry space, and the area for the kitchen is set up like cafe style. So, it's a nice, clean community, a great vibe when they walk in. Everybody feels like it's a steal. So
love that.
It's great. It's nice. I love it.
All right. So what do you think a 1-bedroom, just for the audience out there? I mean, or actually, we won't even go into the nitty gritty of that. Let's talk about the 4-bedroom house that it was. And let's say, what do you think the rents were on that? I mean, I know you know what the rents are. What's the average rent?
So the house as it was would probably rent for $2,200, $2,100 a month. And the mortgage is at $2,400 a month. And I think that was the issue where they couldn't even rent it out. Because of that. So.
And guys, there are some folks out there that would actually buy a deal at 3.99% because they may have money to burn and they need to or tax purposes, right? So I'm not encouraging this behavior. I'm just letting the audience know that creative finance also, if the entry fee makes sense, let's say that these guys paid 10 grand to get into a deal. And because it doesn't cash flow long term, but someone came in and said, all right, I'm going to rent it out for $2,200 a month. Even though my PITI, my mortgage is $2,400, I'm going to lose $2,400 a year. However, I'm saving, X in taxes. I might be saving $10,000 a year in taxes. So guys, you can see that you can still own assets. I'm not encouraging this unless you are well-versed, but I'm trying to let you know that you can still get really great deals and still make them work because you might have alternative motives like taxes to combat. So I just want to touch base on that, but all right. So $2,400 is your PITI, principal, interest, taxes, insurance. Now, what is it like? What is your ballpark, goal? 4,000? Where are we looking for a monthly goal?
Our monthly goal is 7,000.
Ooh.
That's where we are. If we have a full house and everybody's paying, 7,000 is the number.
Love that. Wow. Think about that. That's triple.
No need to do long-term rentals, guys. Co-living is where it's.
Yeah, you heard her. So, I guess co-living is great because, affordability is out the window for folks. It's getting more and more expensive.
That's right. So, as it is right now with the two people that are moving in, we are cash flowing over $1,500 next month.
So good.
And still we have 2 more rooms available.
So guys, you heard, by the time this comes out, they'll probably be taken. But guys, you guys are in Virginia, you need a room, you need a homie, you need someone else. Hit these guys up. Speaking of hit you guys up, what are you guys looking for these days? How do we serve you as a community or outside of the community? How do we serve you guys? What are you guys looking for?
I would be looking for properties that are dilapidated that I can turn into co-living. I'm still looking for Subto deals. And those Subto deals, most of them, if it needs work, it needs work. That's fine. That's even better, probably. Right? And if it doesn't need work, that's fine too. And I'm also looking to just connect with real estate agents that I can educate on creative finance and help, them add another tool to their tool belt.
So good.
We're working on building this management company for co-living here in the Hampton Roads area. So that'll be something that will be presented soon.
All right. So guys, coming soon. Jose,
Yeah.
if someone wanted to give you money, is that something you're looking for? If they would say, hey, Jose, take my money and lend it out. Or what are you looking for?
That would be, there's people out there that they might have their resources, but they don't know how to deploy them. They don't know how to make it work for them. They don't have the background to make sure that it comes back to them, right? That's the major thing when you lend money out. So I would love to talk to people that have the resources and they're looking for ways to put money to work for them. And, again, Heather and I, we are really like the more deals we do together, the more deals we want to do together. We just, we were sharing with you just before, we just closed on a property last week. Yesterday, we sent an offer for another property that hopefully that offer will be accepted this week. So we can also close on that property. So our goal is to really keep this going for 2025 with at least a property a month.
I love that. All right. So is it just Virginia, guys? I have to ask because I'm out there in the audience land. Is it just Virginia?
As of right now, yes, we want to focus on our our backyard, which is the Hampton Roads.
All right. So guys, if you got opportunities out there, you literally just heard the recipe, but you do not have to do all the work. You can literally bring a property to these guys and freaking, they're going to take it down. They're going to show you. Maybe they might wholesale it and buy it from you, but if you want an education, I'm sure they'll give you a little bit of an education on the side of that too. And you get to be on the sidelines in the passenger seat, watching how it's done. Or maybe they'll come in on, thing. I'm not going to speak for them, but guys, this is how you take action. This is how you get involved. And as Jose encouraged Heather to get into this, she was going to sell it and he encouraged her not to. Like, guys, this is the name of the game. This is how you get in. It's that easy.
Yep.
Wow. Yep. Jose and Heather, guys, you said it all. Thank you so much. Any last words?
Let's do some deals together.
Jose,
how do we get a hold of? Oh, yeah, that's right. Jose.
Yeah, and I will say, Justin, that people look to partner with people in the community. The people in the community, they're great people. Give them a chance. Like date before, right? Start dating with people inside the community. And again, you get what I mean when I'm saying dating, right? Start dating business-wise with people inside the community. Try few JV deals. And I promise you, you'll find, like I did, you'll find your Heather.
Love that. Jose, how do we get a hold of you?
Instagram, Facebook, Jose Sanguino, Instagram.
Love it. All right, Heather, what's your handle?
My handle on Instagram is real estate investor 4, like the number 4, EVA, Eva. And then Heather Irving on Facebook.
So good. Guys, well, you said it all. Thank you so much for being on the podcast today. Guys, I hope you love this. I hope you get the value. I surely did. And thank you for listening to the Get Creative Podcast, guys. We have episodes going out every single day. I'm your host, Justin Tumanowski, and you can find me at realestatejustin.com. Guys, Heather and Jose, thanks again. That's the Get Creative Podcast.
Thanks for having us, Justin.